spectacular Saturday night in South Bend. Their schools, Notre Dame and Georgia, meet for just the second time ever. Off an off-season of change, Brian Kelly's Irish answered their first test last week. But a tougher exam awaits Brandon Wimbush's second start as he faces one of the most experienced defenses in the SEC. The architect of that defense is Kirby Smart. Big things expected in his second year at Georgia. And tonight, he's counting on arguably the best running back duo in all of college football to carry the Dogs to victory. On this rare trip for Georgia up north, that's brought thousands of visitors in red and black. It's an electric atmosphere in Notre Dame Stadium tonight. And we welcome you to Notre Dame football in prime time on NBC. I'm Mike Tirico. We know so many are concerned or dealing with Hurricane Irma. We appreciate you watching to maybe take your mind off that for just a little bit, but no, our thoughts are with you. These are two brand names that are rich in accomplishment and legacy in college football. They share something else in common as well. Their fan bases are darn impatient. They're waiting for their teams to rejoin the elite of college football. Now for Georgia, they're the favorites in the SEC East, but their fans want to know, when are they going to knock Bama off the SEC throne? Notre Dame, they haven't won a big game in a while. They've lost their last 4 against ranked teams, but a win tonight over Georgia, that would be a momentum builder for Brian Kelly's team as they try to get going in 2017. It was a good time that Georgia and Notre Dame meet for the first time in the regular season. Brian Kelly set to lead them, and here come the Irish. First time ever, the Georgia Bulldogs take the field in South Bend. Here is the Georgia coach standing by with Catherine Tappan.
Coach, you bring your 15th ranked Georgia Bulldogs to Notre Dame for the first time in program history. You told us yesterday this is a bucket list item for the fans and the alumni. What would a win mean for your team tonight?
Well, it'd be 2-0. It's a big game for us. Got a lot of conference games coming after. We're excited to be here. This atmosphere is unreal, and it's kind of what we wanted to bring our team into.
You have an 18-year-old freshman in Jake Fromm making his first collegiate start at quarterback. You told us he's got a lot of moxie and confidence. What do you expect from him?
I expect him to play within the system, be who he is. He's been that kind of kid his whole life. I told him just go play and relax and have fun.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Mike?
All right, Tap, thank you. With Doug Flutie, you're a part of college football history. So are these programs. It makes tonight really special on this field behind us.
What an atmosphere. This is special in college football. I mean, an SEC team traveling north, non-conference opponent, a marquee name. And they're going to get after it. Kirby Smart said this is a great atmosphere. It's a sea of red out here. The party started 3 days ago for the Georgia fans.
Trust us, it did. All right, let's ask about Notre Dame on the offensive side. We saw Wimbush, the quarterback, play well against Temple. It's a different level of test. So what are you expecting to see over there tonight?
I think Wimbush showed that he can beat you with his legs. He rushed for 100 yards last week, moved around a little bit. I think Kirby Smart's defense is going to try to keep him in the pocket, contain him, make him beat him from the pocket, see if he can throw the ball down the field, read coverage, and get rid of the football.
All right, as mentioned, second year for Kirby Smart, and for the second year, he's got a quarterback in game 2 making his first ever start. Jake Fromm is a freshman. It's a first start, and it happens here. How do you think he'll handle all of this?
I don't know. The word moxie gets thrown around a lot with him. We were down in Athens.
Yes.
Watching them practice about 3 weeks ago. And the first thing that stood out was, this is a freshman. He's throwing the ball on time. He's making reads. He's accurate with the ball. But the thing is, he saw things. He saw blitz adjustments. The ball's out of his hands. He's ahead of that curve, and he will not be intimidated by this atmosphere. Now, he's had all week to think about his first start. That's the variable.
As opposed to jumping right in when the injury happened last week to Jacob Eason. We were down there, like you said. He was challenging the DBs, chirping against the Georgia defensive backs in practice. He's very comfortable in the big stage. He played in the Little League World Series when he was a kid, so he knows what a big stage is all about. But this is a different one. This is South Bend. It's the house that Rockne built. So many Dog fans have come here to experience this for maybe the only time in their life. Georgia and Notre Dame on the football field together for only the second time. Wish you could be here in South Bend with us. Since you're not, settle back, soak it all up, and enjoy a Saturday night of college football here on NBC. Georgia won the toss, deferred the option to the second half. C.J. Sanders awaits the kickoff from Rodrigo Blankenship of Georgia. Off we go with Georgia and Notre Dame here in South Bend. From the 3, it is Sanders. The lead block from Tony Jones Jr. taken out to about the 25-yard line, where he's brought down by Jason Stanley, the backup wide receiver for the Dogs. Josh Adams, one of 3 Notre Dame runners, over 100 yards last week. Spectacular game along with Smith, Canteen, Equinemius, St. Brown, and Smythe, one of 5 tight ends you'll see. Left side of the line, maybe the best left side of the line in college football. Mike McGlinchey, second-team All-America preseason. Quentin Nelson, first-team All-America in the preseason. But they will be tested against this Georgia defense. Brandon Wimbush, the Irish quarterback, gets it going from his own 25. First play, flea flicker look. Shot downfield towards Equinemius St. Brown, who couldn't bring it in. Pulled down at the last second by Dominic Sanders. The safety going back there may have broken it up after St. Brown put it in his hands.
Talking with Chip Long this week, he said last week they went play action down the field. He likes his quarterbacks to get comfortable by airing it out early, and they went right after Georgia.
Fabulous play by Sanders. Went for the right arm to keep St. Brown from catching it. Here's the run by Wimbush. Gains only 2. You hear the Georgia fans as Jonathan Ledbetter, their junior defensive end, joined J.R. Reed on the stop. Wimbush, as mentioned, dual threat. Likes to run. Remember, he had only taken 30 snaps in 2015. Didn't play at all in 2016. It was Deshaun Kaiser and Malik Zaire back in action for the first time in a couple of years last week. Facing 3rd and 8 here. Contact downfield with St. Brown. And the SEC crew throws the first flag of the night. DeAndre Baker is going to get caught in coverage.
One-on-one with Baker out there. St. Brown has a height advantage. You get press coverage and running the fade. The ball is going to be put up, and let St. Brown go up after it.
Pass interference. Defense number 18. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Hands all over him. The shove happened while the ball was in the air, which creates the penalty.
It was a pretty easy call. Baker starts at one corner. Kirby Smart, remember, was with Nick Saban at Alabama. His defense starts with great play on the corners. This isn't the group just yet that he thinks he can get that great play out of. That's an interesting test to watch as we go through this night against number 6 for the Irish, St. Brown. Penalty takes it to the 42. And Wimbush scans, throws. Cam Smith brings it in. The transfer from Arizona State inside the 30, wants the ball. Back on it at the 29. It's a pickup of 29. Irish first down.
Good play action, great pass protection, and you have time to wait for him to come across the field. It's cleared out by St. Brown on the left side. Easy throw and catch. A lot of big plays off play action.
Notre Dame wants to go quick with the offense. It's the hand to Josh Adams, who will gain 2 yards here. Doug, it's a different looking Irish offense we saw last week compared to the last couple of years.
No doubt about it. Heavy in the run game, and that's why the play action works. Last week, 400 yards plus rushing. You've got to defend the rush first, stop the run, and play action creates big plays.
34-year-old Chip Long's the offensive coordinator now. Brian Kelly no longer calling the plays, but still heavily involved in both sides of the ball. Give there to their best back, Adams, to the 23. 3rd and 4 coming up against this Georgia defense. We give up 284 yards to Appalachian State. Thompson, best of the guys up front. Solid part of this team, linebacking core. Roquan Smith, Natrez Patrick. Let's watch them in the middle tonight. They could change the game a little bit. We mentioned the concern with the corners. The safeties are Dominic Sanders, who's already made one big play, and J.R. Reed. Officially, it is 3rd and 3 for Wimbush, who throws over the head of Adams, incomplete. Good coverage in the flat will set up 4th down, and from here, it'll be a field goal of about 40 yards.
There was protection. He's trying to slip Josh Adams out to the right, and great job by Smith undercutting the route. Forced Wimbush to try to drop this ball over the top and drop it in. Couldn't quite drop it in the bucket.
Justin Yoon missed both field goals he attempted last week, 44 and 47 yards. This one right around 40. Out of the hold of Montgomery Van Gorder. Officially, it's 39. Good snap, good hold. Irish with the first points, and that is a big mental relief for Yoon, who was hooking the ball a bit too much last week in the game. And more than 8,000 Georgia fans here. The only thing that didn't make the trip was Uga and the hedges. Everything else is here for Georgia. They'll get the ball on offense. Yoon kicking off. Elijah Holyfield, who was out for the first game, the son of Evander Holyfield, has a seam. Flag is down. Holyfield midfield, past Yoon, down the sideline, being pursued. Knocked down at the 5-yard line, but again, a flag thrown back at the 28-yard line, where the springing block was made on the 90-yard return for Holyfield.
Holding on the receiving team, number 19. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
Jarvis Wilson, the guilty party, negating the big return. Tony Jones Jr., the running back for the Irish. And there you see why the hold was called. The left hand was inside the shoulder pad area.
The crease was there. He was probably going to outrun Jones to the crease and get outside, but if the hands had just gotten released a fraction of a second earlier, you extend that arm and have a piece of jersey, it's going to get called.
Kirby Smart said the same thing, perhaps not as nice as you just did, Doug.
Hey, when we were down in Athens, Kirby had a few words of practice, didn't he?
There's an intensity around the program. First start, Jake Fromm from Warner Robins, Georgia, at 100 miles southeast of Atlanta. Jake Fromm from Warner Robins, Georgia. He's a pitcher in football and baseball. Little League World Series, 2011. The team from Warner Robins won it all in 2007. 4 years later, they got back, and Fromm was their star, even though they didn't win the U.S. title. He had 3 homers. He struck out 11 of the 18 batters he faced. This kid's very comfortable with the ball in his hands in a big setting. So is this guy. Nick Chubb on the run across the 40. Tackled in the open field. At midfield, Nick Coleman stops him after the gain of 30 yards.
Isaiah Wynn at left tackle collapses things down. Creates the crease in a wall so Chubb can turn it north and south. He's not quite as agile as he used to be, but he can still bring it. He's got decent speed and agility's coming back.
Kendall Baker, the guard, threw a big block there. Now Fromm throws tranquil for the Irish. Breaks up the pass, but a flag comes down as it was intended for Mecole Hardman. Tranquil had a hand on the intended receiver.
He tried to come around.
Defense number 23. Ball to be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
What they do well is run the ball with Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. You'll see them both as the night goes on. They're both outstanding, along with the other guys who will handle the ball. Up front, Isaiah wins the experience at left tackle. The guard position is one of concern. Andrew Thomas, a true freshman, is very good. From the 43, Fromm with a pump and a shot downfield towards Godwin. Gets a foot down and keeps possession. Taking it inside the 15-yard line. Terry Godwin with a gain of 32.
Nice composure in the pocket by Fromm. He settles and puts the ball up in a position. It's a little underthrown, but in a position where his receiver can get to it. Godwin smoked the defender on the move, and then the ball was slightly underthrown, but it was underthrown because Fromm was couldn't quite step into the throw as his right tackle was getting pushed back in his face, just a touch.
Personnel change for Notre Dame. Osmar Bilal comes in, 22. The safety spot, toss to Chubb, bouncing it to the outside and tripped up. Good tackle by Captain Greer Martini to minimize the gain. Pressure came from Niles Morgan, the captain, on that Notre Dame defense, where sophomore Dalen Hayes really shined in that opener against Temple. You're going to see Greer Martini, Niles Morgan, and Drew Tranquil. Sensational defensive performance at that rover position. We'll watch the safeties, Elliott and Coleman. Good in game one. Concerned spot for the Irish. That's the pass rushing threat they have. The sophomore Hayes, number 9. A wild dog look with Sony Michel now in to take the direct snap. And the other running back with the run. And he is met by Drew Tranquil first in the hole. Gain of a couple of yards. It'll set up 3rd down for Georgia.
Tranquil's aggressive. He comes down out of the secondary. Today, he may play some linebacker as well. He's playing that linebacker position. I'm sorry, he may play some strong safety as well to put extra run defenders on the field.
Beauty of that rover position that Notre Dame has added with the new defensive coordinator, Mike Elko. 3rd and 7. Trips to the right. Irish showing pressure. Notre Dame brings 4. Fromm throws towards Michelle. Can't bring it in. No flag on the contact with Tranquil. And Georgia will attempt a field goal.
The same thing we saw when Notre Dame had the ball. Tranquil is going to undercut the route, forcing the quarterback to lay it over the top and make it a difficult throw. It's a very difficult touch throw to put in. Once that defender goes underneath, and in your red zone, you have to do that. In the open field, you don't want to be doing that because it could turn into a touchdown.
Tranquil dove. Michelle fell, but there was no contact. He was reaching out for the ball. Here's Rodrigo Blankenship for the 26-yard field goal. The all-SEC freshman knocks it through. So Georgia gets a 30-yard run from Nick Chubb. It puts him in range for a field goal. Game all even at 3. Each team 2 drives, each team 1 field goal. Doug Flutie, if I told you that Jake Fromm was a junior or a senior, you'd think that, not a guy making his first start.
No doubt about it. He's comfortable. I mean, he saw the blitz come off the edge and an unblocked rusher and threw the ball away for an incompletion. He felt Tranquil undercutting a route, tried to lay it softly over. He's got a great touch as well. But what impresses me is the ball is out in rhythm, in time. He makes quick decisions, and he's decisive.
Definitely see some poise. That's everything we heard about the young man in the buildup to this one. Blankenship with the kickoff. Sanders will take from the 4 for the Irish. CJ's pursued. He is crushed. Return of only 10 yards. It's the second special teams call for Jason Stanley in this opening quarter. A lot of folks wanted to be back on campus for this one. Second consecutive Irish drive starting from their own 13-yard line. This time Wimbush will keep it, try to get to the edge, and only gain a yard with Roquan Smith all over there. He runs the show, he calls the D, and he makes a whole bunch of plays. The junior from Montezuma, Georgia.
He closed that gap in a hurry because I thought Wimbush made the right read. He's got speed, he's a leader of the linebackers, gets them together, coaches them all out. He's a character guy.
2nd and 9, Wimbush pulls it down. There's Smith again, coming in for the sack. Credit the secondary for covering that initial look on the slant. And don't give this guy another second. Smith with a sack for Georgia.
He wanted to pull the trigger quickly. The slant is covered, didn't have a window, ends up pumping and holding on to the ball, and then 2 guys get there, not just Smith.
Now 3rd and 12. Direct drop for Wimbush. Caught by Cameron Smith, and that is the hat trick for Roquan Smith. 3 plays, 3 tackles. He brought Aaron Davis and company to help out. It's back-to-back 3 and outs for the Irish.
Just forcing the issue on 3rd and long. Right in here, he drops out. Comes out, keep everything in front of you on long yardage situation, but look how he reacts up. I mean, he is quick to the ball. When he decides to go, he's gone.
Tyler Newsom kicks to Terry Godwin. Good kick that time. 55 yards, 6. Godwin back to the 28. His knee came down. I thought his knee came down. Maybe he should have been down. He circles the universe, seeking space, and he's down at the 23. Terrific coverage by the Irish, and actually, if they look at that in replay, Georgia may get 5 yards back. I thought his knee was down live. Julian Love made the tackle. Let's see what we had here.
You're about 150 yards away, Coach, and you see this.
And boom. It was down, yep. Well, let's see if they correct that in replay and get him the 5 yards back. Entertaining first quarter there.
First quarter has come to an end.
With the score, Georgia 3 and Notre Dame 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. Glad you're with us on this Saturday night. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC. Presented by Coke Zero Sugar. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Let's talk about running backs on the other side. Some combos in the SEC. You remember Ronnie Brown and Cadillac for those good Auburn teams. Reggie Bush and Lendale White saw them here in South Bend in their dynamic performance days. The Wild Hog, Darren McFadden and Felix Jones, both good NFL careers as well. And Alabama had a couple of combos, including the two you saw right there. And when we asked Georgia's head coach Kirby Smart about his combo now, Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, who can't handle that one there. Fromm tried to pick it up. He couldn't, and the Irish are on it. And Dalen Hayes has recovered the fumble. Sloppy exchange with Fromm and Chubb, and the Irish get the game's first turnover.
It really looked like Fromm wanted to pull the ball out. He really didn't have much, even if he did. But it looks to me like he's hanging on to it to pull it out. Chubb's holding on to the ball. It ends up on the ground. So dangerous. It's like running in the old days, running the option and all those things. When you're making decisions on the fly, very good possibility that ball can end up on the ground. Dalen Hayes takes advantage of it.
It's an Irish defense that struggled with sacks and turnovers last year. Able to get a big one there. Wimbush is back in at quarterback after the Hayes fumble recovery. Notre Dame takes over the Georgia 32. Wimbush throwing, almost intercepted. He put it up for grabs as Alize Mack, the tight end, was crossing. But Georgia almost ended up with an opportunity to take it the other way.
J.R. Reed was keeping the corner. Contained, came up the field. They are not going to let Wimbush beat them with their legs. And then the decision to throw it up. He's trying to throw that ball away, and all of a sudden there's a defender in the area. That ball could have gone the other way very easily.
2nd and 15. Looking left, setting up the screen. Good block downfield. Springing Adams inside the 20. Josh Adams inside the 10. First and goal for the Irish at the 5. With a flag to probably get him even closer after a gain of 33.
Alex Barrs, your right guard, makes the block to spring this. Great timing, nice patience by Wimbush. He's going to pull out.
Personal foul, face mask, 24 defense. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, automatic first down.
A nice cut block, which put his defender on the ground, allowing that cutback lane to go north and south. Nice patience on the screen.
And then Dominic Sanders on the other end with the face mask will bring the ball down inside the 3-yard line. Good play design there by Notre Dame using Georgia. Josh Adams, the tailback Irish from the 2.5, trying to get the game's first touchdown. Mack in motion. Right leads the way. Adams gets halfway there.
It's clogged up in the middle. Do you have the nerve to go play action in short yardage down here? I believe Notre Dame will just try to hammer the ball in.
Georgia feels that too. Wimbush keeping, rolling towards the pylon, in for the touchdown.
J.R. Reed has contained on the outside. He's peeking. He just took one step down. Just one step. But Wimbush has the speed to beat him to the pylon. He did his job. He was playing his position. He really didn't get fooled. He got outrun to the corner.
Ran for 1 touchdown and over 100 yards last week. With that speed, getting to the pylon there. Extra point attempt for Justin Yoon. He knocks it through, and the Georgia turnover turns into a Notre Dame touchdown. 4 yards, 33 yards, I should say, on 4 plays. Big 33-yard gain by Adams. Gets him close. Adams knocks it in. 10-3, ND. First touchdown of the game scored by Notre Dame. And Justin Yoon to kick it off. Very minimal wind. He's into just a little bit of a breeze that's there for the moment. The return, Nicole Hardman. Over the 20, Hardman accelerates past the 30. Nice return. Out to the 30. Georgia takes over on this drive from the 38-yard line with Jake Fromm. Swing it out, DeAndre Swift, and all over it was Drew Tranquil. He has played terrific football, Doug, the first 2 games.
He has been all over. I mean, he's physical. He's responding quickly. He's got explosiveness in his legs. He just drives the man back and makes a play 5 yards in the backfield. I'll tell you, in the first week and a half, he's having a season.
Senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Not highly recruited. Then Purdue gets on him late, comes to a Notre Dame camp, decides to come to South Bend. Big story for this Irish defense this year. Good run by Sonny Michel that time. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. 13 yards on the carry for the senior from Plantation, Florida.
Great job on the left side. Baker walls his man off, creates a crease. Left side of the offensive line for Georgia's done very well so far, and that's where Wynn on the left tackle, he's their leader in that offensive line.
Nobody's picked up a third down tonight. Notre Dame's 0 for 5, Georgia's 0 for 4. Fullback taking care of that. Christian Payne, the senior from Athens, takes it just across midfield into Irish territory, and that's a Georgia first down.
This is college football, right? We've seen fullbacks on the field. Now we've seen a fullback carry the ball.
That's right.
What is going on?
And 2 weeks in a row. Temple came in with a fullback last week as well. Well, you know what? Everybody throws it all over the lot. Teams are circling, but everything cycles back.
Absolutely.
49 on the read, given to Sonny Michel, 4 yards there to the 45-yard line. I mentioned earlier Kirby Smart saw during his Alabama time 2 back sets work so well. He does it on the defensive side, and as you see, spent a lot of time with Nick Saban, LSU, even the year in the NFL with the Dolphins, and then that great run at Alabama, part of those 4 national championships, and had such a hand in that defense. Of course, it's Nick Saban's defense, but every year Smart a little bit more involved. And he gets hired here at Georgia to try to bring that success to the SEC East. Michel the carry. Sonny Michel tackled by Greer Martini at the 36-yard line, a first down gain of 9 yards. Doug, Mark Richt did a really good job at Georgia for many years. This has been a culture change the last 2 years with Kirby Smart, trying to make this team a little bit tougher and a little bit more physical on the defensive side.
I mean, you can get it done either way, but Mark Richt was a little more good-natured, easygoing with the guys. And this, we were at practice. They were fired up, yelling, a little yelling and screaming going on. Different experience down there at Georgia now.
From the 36, here goes Nick Chubb to the right. Chubb, and this Georgia offensive line now opening holes. That's a gain of 10, and a first down for Chubb before Greer Martini stops him.
71 Andrew Thomas at right tackle with a good block on this one. They are getting the run game going, creating creases, and they're not little creases. You know, I was a little worried about Jake Fromm. How would he respond to a turnover, a negative experience? The running game takes that pressure off him.
After the Notre Dame timeout from the 25-yard line, the Irish defense rested and coming after him. Nowhere for Nick Chubb to go. Andrew Trombetti with the tackle, loss of a yard.
So Mike Elko decides they're running the ball down our throat. I'm going to bring pressure. They allow Trombetti to slant inside because they have a corner blitz coming off the edge for contain. So they can just turn the guys loose and go get him. He darts inside the block of Thomas. Makes a tackle in the backfield.
Myron Tagovailoa Amosa also there as well. 2nd and 12. Fromm will swing it. Chubb will take it. Open field, Nick Chubb. He draws half a dozen blue shirts. That'll look good in the film room when they review the tape. Swarm to the ball. Chubb is stopped just shy of the first down.
So Notre Dame plays off coverage in a long situation so they can come up and tackle. How would you like to come up and tackle Chubb from 15 yards away on a dead run?
And Mike Elko asking his guys to take care of business, especially in the open field. They've got 3rd and short coming up here. 3rd and a yard. This Georgia offensive line making a difference on this drive.
Extra linebacker on the field now for Notre Dame.
Payne, the fullback, going to take it. He'll get the first down and more as Christian Payne is brought down inside the 10 by Tavon Coney, but it's 1st and goal for Georgia.
Tell you what, the center Gilliard does a great job of turning the nose tackle, Heinisch, and creating that crease. He just takes him out of his gap and turns him to create that crease.
former walk-on. He's the guy who knew all about the Notre Dame history. He said, I've seen Rudy 14 times. I know the whole deal. I can't wait to play in South Bend. A couple of key carries on this drive. Michelle almost lost the ball. Had to reach back down to hold on to it as he's down at the 6-yard line. 3-yard gain for Sony Michel.
So the handoff a little high on his chest. It's not really tucked away. And contact was made before he had it tucked away. That ball could have ended up on the ground very easily. Great job of hanging on to it.
Second and goal. Looking towards Wims. Broken up. Nick Watkins. That was just a dead look for Javon Wims. Turned around. And number 7 for the Irish, the senior from DeSoto, Texas, was ready.
Tell you what, he's playing off a little bit, so they go for the back shoulder throw. Perfect throw, right in the chest, drop. Got an arm in there by Watkins to help knock it loose, but you can't let that ball get to your chest as a receiver. Reach out with your hands and snag it. But a nice job by Watkins not giving up on the play.
Down by the Irish students and band, figures to get loud here. 3rd and goal for the Dogs. Fromm, end zone, brought in but out of bounds. A spectacular play by Godwin, but he couldn't get down with control of the ball before his bottom hit the sideline. Julian Love in coverage. Let's watch this.
Julian Love in coverage, like you said, there's a lot of contact going on, so he reaches up with one hand, snags it, boom, right foot down. Is there a bobble on the ground, though? The right foot definitely comes down, or left foot, I'm sorry. Left, right foot is down.
The ruling of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Is that ball moving?
It's so close to where he secures it because that right foot is down, and then watch as he secures it right there. You would say it's secure. He might have the heel down long enough securing the ball for the touchdown.
The receiver possessed the ball, got a foot down inbounds. Therefore, we have a touchdown.
And so it was just a question of when did he pin it to the chest, and they say the heel was down with the pin, and it's a spectacular touchdown grab for Godwin, and Georgia's an extra point away from a tie game.
What an effort to get a hand on that ball and then bring it in. Now you're securing it against your body as you fall and to maintain possession.
Yeah.
On that contact with the ground, great job of maintaining possession.
It's real interesting. I'm a little surprised they turned it over because his right hand moved slightly, just slightly, as that right foot came up. He made a spectacular play. Blankenship tucks the extra point in, and we are tied at 10. Take nothing away from the wonderful catch by the junior, Terry Godwin. Made some spectacular catches in his career. Celebrates a score here in South Bend, evening the game at 10. From the touchdown toss, but all credit to Godwin for that spectacular one-handed effort to bring it in.
Absolutely no doubt about it. Fantastic catch. Fromm did respond from a turnover and a negative experience. He came back and had a great drive.
Best looking drive of the night. Either way, 12 plays for that score. Here's C.J. Sanders from the goal line for the Irish. Sanders has some room here on the left side. Sanders across the 30-yard line. He'll tumble forward. Oh, he's still on his feet, still going. I did not hear a whistle. Sanders is going down the sideline. There was no whistle. I don't know if he wasn't down or not. The officials on the field say touchdown for the moment. If no body part hit, there was no whistle. The official was standing right there looking at it. This could be one of those spectacular touchdowns. It would be a 100-yarder if it holds up, but let's look.
On the field, that the ball carrier's knee never touched the ground. Touchdown.
His knee never touches the ground.
Okay,
his forearm may have.
Oh, his forearm did. Good call, Doug. The left forearm. If you put your hand down, you're fine. Anything above the wrist bone that's down, and you're down. Does the forearm hit the ground? Right there.
Both forearms actually end up on the ground, but keep going. Didn't hear a whistle. Keep running. He rolled over a pile of players. Thought he had an opportunity.
36-yard line. Therefore, it'll be Notre Dame's ball at that point. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 6:36. 6:36.
Still a good return by Sanders, and the Irish will get a decent field position, their best field position for anything other than the turnover they got on the prior drive that led to the only Notre Dame touchdown tonight. St. Brown, bottom of the screen as this drive starts from the 36 with Adams for 2 yards. Roquan Smith having a great first half, made the tackle for Georgia.
Dominic Sanders rotated down to the right side, or to the left side of the screen. So Wimbush checks the play to the left. So Georgia checks their defense, and Sanders comes down the other way.
Up top, Wimbush, back the tight end, inside the 40, up the 35-yard line. Sanders had his hand up by the headgear again. He's already been called for a face mask, but a big gain of 32 to the tight end, Alize Mack.
Clearing route on the outside on the post route, corner route to Mack. That's the play they hit on the first play of the game last week.
First completion to a tight end. They go quick with Adams again. Good rush for first down. Notice the last 2 weeks, Doug, Irish get a first down offense, like a play over 20, 25. They jump the ball and go quick.
Trying to create a rhythm and a feel and tire the defense out. You need to put some first downs together in order to do that.
2nd and 3 on the read, given to Adams, snuffed out by Tyler Clark, sophomore out of Powder Springs, Georgia. They give out awards for who's a winner of the work in the trenches every spring. This guy won that this year, a potential breakout player on the Georgia defense.
Clark just shedded Alex Bars on that play to make it. I mean, he just, both sides, seeing the runner, played off the block, shutting down the run.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Wimbush going to get it to Tony Jones Jr., who is tracked down by Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith has an idea of everything Notre Dame is doing here. Field goal attempt would be from about 42 yards with Justin Yoon.
He closes in a hurry. I mean, he's flying to the ball. He has his responsibility, sees the action, closes the gap, doesn't give the receiver or running back a chance to even turn upfield, turn his shoulders, anything. He has been all over the field. Smith, I'm sorry.
Montgomery Van Gorder is the holder. His dad was defensive coordinator at both schools. From 42, it's Yoon. It's 3. There's some issues last week, nothing thus far this week. Justin Yoon. Notre Dame responds to the Georgia score with one of their own. First half comes to an end. Each team a field goal in the first. Notre Dame outscores Georgia 10-7 in the second. Dogs get it to start the third. Liam and Chris Sims, State Farm halftime report coming up after these messages. And a word from your local station. What a setting here tonight as we start the third quarter. Georgia awaiting the ball. 13-10 Notre Dame lead. Notre Dame not able to run it as well as they did in week 1. Much better defense here. 2 Georgia turnovers, 1 leading to touchdown. Big part of the difference. Our first half stats brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Mike Tirico, Doug Flutie, Catherine Tappan. As this third quarter begins, Mecole Hardman going to keep that one in the end zone. Good kickoff. Ball comes out to the 25, and let's go down to the aforementioned is Tappan. Catherine.
Well, Mike, I spoke to Brian Kelly at halftime, and he told me he thought his team made some uncharacteristic mistakes in that first half. He expects them to be cleaner in the second. He thought they played solid defensively. They need to be better on offense. As for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, he told me bad penalties. The defense played solid, but the offense turned the ball over too much. He thought young Jake Fromm made some mistakes, but they're a second-half team, and he expects them to be that team here in the second half, Mike.
Well, let's see which team will get more offense going. We saw those total yards, 155 for Georgia, 141 for Notre Dame. So both defenses having their day early on. Nick Chubb to the left tries to bounce it outside. He'll be limited to a gain of 3. Greer Martini. Doug made the tackle for the Irish.
Well, I believe from a Georgia standpoint, you want to continue to run the ball, pound your 2 big backs. Both these guys stay fresh. Back in the days of Herschel, he carried it 35 to 40 times. These guys alternating stay fresh. They're powerful backs. They can wear down a defense. It can protect your freshman quarterback from making mistakes.
Chubb 8 carries, Michelle 6. So there's a lot of juice in those 2 tanks here in this half. Notre Dame shows a little pressure from Drew Tranquill. The freshman Jake Fromm making his first start. Little play adjustment, 2nd and 7. Chubb left, trailed by Jay Hayes with a flag down. He's down a couple shy of the first down. Let's see what this SEC crew detected.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 99. The 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Jerry Tillery is
Set
flagged.
the game clock to 14-14.
Clock kept running. That's why they blew the whistle a couple of times before the penalty call.
Tillery in the middle getting double teamed, gets the hands up, gets the right hand to the face of the center, actually grabbing the face mask.
Grab and pull, should tack it on, take him just the 39. This pass is complete. Take it out to the 31-yard line.
When you're concerned about stopping the run, you're getting an extra man into the box. You're leaving receivers one-on-one on the outside. So that's easy pickings. When the corner's playing off, you got one-on-one. He pulls it out, throws the hitch route. Those are safe throws. Watkins closes to make that tackle. But run the football, take the conservative pass game, don't make mistakes offensively.
First grab, Miles McGinty there, takes it to the 32-yard line. His first action for Georgia this season. Good job of penetration by Jonathan Bonner, able to spill Michelle. Sony only gains about a half yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. Georgia has struggled in third down conversions tonight.
Well, the extra guy is getting into the box to try to stop the run for Notre Dame. So they are having, Georgia is getting one-on-one matchups on the outside. Now you're dealing with a different situation. It's nickel back, so now you've got DBs all over the field and covered.
Officially 3rd and 7. Fromm taking off. Good retracing by Andrew Trumbetti. Made the pass rush, comes back, keeps him shy of the first down, and it'll set up about a 43-yard field goal attempt.
Good decision not to pull the trigger, force it downfield. Field goals are very important in this game. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a one-possession game. Points aren't easy to come by.
You see Blankenship hit a 49-yarder last year against Kentucky. His only field goal attempt in game 1 was a 23-yarder. Trying to add a second field goal tonight from 44. Blankenship leaked it to the right, and he missed it. No good. So the Notre Dame defense comes up with a 3rd down stop. Blankenship slices it, missed it to the right, and the Irish remain on top. As good a renovation as you could have, and it still feels like the old house that Rockney built. Wimbush first down toss, brought in nicely by Josh Adams. Across the 45 to the 46, 19 on the gain for a first down.
Great job of hanging in there. There's an unblocked rusher coming in his face. He still delivers the ball. Josh Adams laid out of the backfield and was uncovered.
And you saw Notre Dame make a bit of an adjustment the last drive. He threw a couple of times early from the pocket. Now let's see if he can get comfortable doing that. From the 47, it will be a designed run. There's no block on the edge, and Davin Bellamy is there to make the tackle. We've alluded to this a couple of times. This is a different offense. Deshaun Kaiser, who will start in his NFL debut for the Cleveland Browns tomorrow against Pittsburgh, he was a quarterback who could stand back there and read the field, across the field a bit more. That's not what Wimbush does right now.
And good coaches take what you do well away and force you to do the other. Wimbush did throw the ball from the, or needs to learn to throw the ball from the pocket, read the entire field, go right to left, left to right.
He's pressured here, getting out, tries to throw it. Ooh, that's nearly intercepted. Cam Smith tried to keep it alive for the catch, but the quick close by Lorenzo Carter almost took it the other way for Georgia. 3rd down and long.
And as you were saying, it's primarily a run-first offense. Now that ball bounced first anyway. Wasn't going to be an interception, but it's a run-first, a play-action game. So you could still go hard play action on 1st down or 1st and 2nd down and take those shots from there.
Great stat from our group in the truck there. You see they haven't converted on 3rd down, and it's usually been 3rd and long. And it's 3rd and longer here. Have to get to the 43. Georgia drops in a zone. Wimbush throws incomplete. Tight end Durham Smythe looking for and getting the flag on Dominic Sanders, who's been guilty a couple of times already tonight.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Ball to be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
No doubt about it. Smythe goes down, tries to run a pivot route and push off a little bit. Maybe you could call a push off, but there's definitely a fistful of jersey on the pull away. Sanders, no doubt about it, that's a penalty. He wrapped him up pretty good. There wasn't even a push off to begin with. That's a cheap first down for Notre Dame.
First down play call from the 42. Wimbush in the pocket on time. Caught by Smith. That's a first down, a gain of 11 yards. There's a lot of receiving talent here at Notre Dame, including 2 players who are graduate transfers. Freddie Canteen from Michigan, who hasn't played much, and Arizona State's Cameron Smith, who's now here in South Bend. First down made. Irish jump the ball, go quick. Wimbush gets it out. Equanimous St. Brown, great grab. Wow, gain of 7.
Receivers don't like to run slant routes to begin with, and then the ball's high. St. Brown just goes up and snags it and covers up.
First catch of the night for the Irish offensive MVP last year. Notre Dame getting some tempo now. Josh Adams gets the first down, so that penalty has given them a chance to get into the red zone, and the red zone is where Georgia was really poor defensively last year. Let's see if they're better this time around. From the 19, Wimbush hit as he throws, incomplete, as they got around Mike McGlinchey, the left tackle, for the pressure on the quarterback.
Bellamy working on McGlinchey, goes right around him. This is 2 plays in a row that McGlinchey's gotten beat at left tackle. Creates some indecision because he had to pull the trigger. Wimbush had to get rid of the ball early and just threw it on down the field out of bounds. First down passing has become quick rhythm passing for Notre Dame.
From the 19, Wimbush reading, keeping. Georgia was all over that. From the weak side, J.R. Reed and Lorenzo Carter stop him. If anything, a loss of a yard. 3rd and long again for the Irish.
And this is not Wimbush's forte. Standing there, no one's forte is 3rd and extra long. Be conservative here, maybe a screen, something underneath, and run for the first down.
Third and 11, 3 receivers right. He goes left and incomplete with St. Brown, the intended target. And Georgia was all over that. Good coverage. A 37-yard field goal attempt coming up for Justin Yu.
The Georgia secondary was a question mark coming into this. They've done an excellent job of blanketing receivers, force Wimbush to make tight throws.
Plantfoot was a problem for Yoon last week. First couple of kicks tonight. Plantfoot has been in the right place. As it is here, banging through a 37-yard field goal. His 3rd of the night. Irish on top by 6. A tight one with Notre Dame and Georgia in prime time in South Bend. Touchback. Georgia will take over the 25. Fromm to the air. Nothing open. Held it too long. Jonathan Bonner gets his first sack. With an assist to Kurt Heinisch as well.
Bonner coming from the inside, right off the edge, bang. There was nothing there. Fromm had to hold the ball. This is actually a better job because I thought he was going to try to pull the trigger in a tight window on a slant route. He pulled it down and took the sack.
So you say even though it's a sack, it's a good play by the quarterback.
He didn't have a throw where he could throw it out of bounds. He was looking inside and it was in traffic and he held on to the football.
Loss of 6, 2nd and 16. Now Fromm throwing sideline downfield, incomplete. Julian Love did a good job, just kept going. That pass was intended for Tyler Simmons. I want to get this right here. Simmons is wearing 87. Last week he wore number 3. Georgia, which has a fabulous sports information department, one of the best in the country, they gave us the dress list, and Simmons was listed as number 3. He's wearing number 87 as he comes out. It's a little bit of the college shell game that gets played all the time. Double numbers, change of numbers. Simmons wore 3 last week. Apologies for not getting him right in the 3rd quarter, but the record has been set properly. Georgia needs to get to the 35 to keep the drive alive. 4-man rush. Fromm on the move. Only a couple receivers on this side. Throws it sideline complete. And on the run, trying to get the first down, was Ridley. And a good job by Notre Dame to pull him back. The ball's going to be marked 2 yards shy of the first down, Doug.
They were looking at the line of scrimmage and looking at whether or not he stepped out of bounds, I believe.
You see the flag down. The scrimmage was the 20. Well, he might have been okay there. Let's see what happened on the sideline.
Personal foul, late hit. Number 42 of the defense. 15-yard penalty for the end of the run. First down.
That was Julian Okwara who was chasing the quarterback. Fromm, and let's see if he hits him late. That's one step, and then he gets hit. They're also going to have to look to see if the foot was inbounds on the sideline as well. He's got Blazevich, the tight end, back there with him. And Fromm getting in some rhythm now, going up top. Downfield shot, 1 step away from 6. Was number 5, Terry Godwin.
One-on-one all over the field. Had 2 different guys going downfield to have an opportunity. Here was, boy, 2 steps on the DB. You got to make that throw and put it in there.
Nice move off the line. He had Julian Love beat there.
Yeah, Godwin was a guy that Georgia was saying they've got to get the ball to him a little more often. He's their most consistent route runner and receiver.
Get it in the hands of DeAndre Swift. Bounces it outside. Look out. Swift at the 30. Pursued at the 20. Face mask brings him down inside the 15. It'll be 1st and goal for Georgia. Inside the 10, this freshman from Philadelphia, DeAndre Swift, makes game-changing plays. 37 on that game.
He starts to stretch the play and makes you widen and sees the crease.
Face mask, 14 of the defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
What is that southern turn for a football player?
He's football playing Jesse.
He is a football playing Jesse. We heard from Kirby Smart.
That's what Kirby Smart said about number 7, the freshman.
Just great quickness, great acceleration. Just, you know, one of those guys, if he gets any open space, he's going to be gone.
And it's hard with Chubb and Michelle to find room to get runs in this backfield, so they've used him in a variety of ways. The jet sweeps, the little pitches, and as a receiver as well. And he's been impressive. So Georgia, a great chance to take the lead here as the momentum is swung on those last couple of plays. From the 6, play action. Fromm gets rid of it.
Nice job. Everything was covered like a blanket. A little bit of pressure. Boom, out of the back of the end zone. Lives to fight another down.
And he did have a couple of receivers there, one short in the end zone and one going across the back line. So
usually when you throw it out of the back of the end zone, you're not going to get the flag. I got one against Miami one time.
You did?
I was ticked off. Just hucking it out the back of the end zone.
Hardman and Godwin, bottom of the screen. Receiving threats here. Gonna run it inside with Sony Michel to the end zone. Georgia ties the game. Touchdown, Dogs.
Gilliard at center, Baker at left guard. These two working together to get up to the linebacker level, and a great job on the outside by Wynn creating the crease. Great job getting up onto the linebacker. This is a walk-in.
Big catch by Swift, bringing him down there. Rodrigo Blankenship gives Georgia a 1-point lead. So the game flips on 3 snaps. A 3rd down pickup A penalty for a late hit. The play downfield by Swift, capped off by the touchdown from Michel. Georgia on top. Those of you who watched Auburn lose, Clemson winning at home 14-6. Welcome to South Bend. It is Georgia on top for the first time tonight, leading Notre Dame 17-16. 7-play, 75-yard drive under 2 minutes. Couple of big plays. A third down that was kept alive by Jake Fromm, the freshman. Borderline call on a late hit. Terrific 40-yard run by a game changer in DeAndre Swift. Helped set up the Sony Michel touchdown. Georgia leading by 1. C.J. Sanders has had a couple of good returns tonight. This one comes from the 4. Get across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Well, that's been escaped for a couple hours here. Watch the game tonight for you. Cameron Smith trying to make something happen. Trying to get over to the sideline here. Wimbush trying to help. Face mask is going to bring him down. Limit the game, but add 15 to where he comes down. The Irish are going to have the ball at the 29-yard line. DeAndre Walker on that route with Smith. Ends up pulling him down. Everybody's coming down to the other side, but you have the defensive foul here.
Personal foul, face mask, 15 to the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Everybody come back.
We will have one untimed down.
Yes.
All over it, boss. You got it. You know, he changed fields and got back out there and had a little convoy ahead of him. If Walker can't pull him down, he may be off and running for a while, and that might have encouraged Walker to go ahead and take the face mask.
They'll bring him to the 29-yard line. We got cheerleaders running on the field. Hang on, quarter's not over. Everybody back. There you go. What do you mean? It says 0 on the clock. It's our moment. Ball's going to be marked at the 31-yard line, so an untimed down. Quarter doesn't end on a defensive foul. So it's first down for Notre Dame. And Brandon Wimbush gets it to Josh Adams, looking for a block on the edge. He'll get nothing out of it. All over it was J.R. Reed and Lorenzo Carter, who made the big play of that third quarter as the frame comes to an end. A good one here in South Bend. End of 3. Georgia 17, Notre Dame 16. We're back at Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC, presented by Coke Zero Sugar. Well, like the Georgia fans did between the hedges last year when they played Auburn first night game of the year, they used their cell phones as lights in the stands between quarters, doing that just a little bit up by the band as well. But a lot of the Georgia fans were doing that as this fourth quarter gets set to start and the teams flip ends. Irish going to start this quarter at the 31-yard line, trailing by 1. Brian Kelly's team has led most of the way. Sony Michel with a touchdown about 2/3 of the way through the third quarter. The difference in the game for the moment. Notre Dame has lost its last 4 to ranked opponents, trying to get a signature win to start this season. 2nd and 10, swinging out to Michael Young, speedy freshman, denied at the 34 by Reed and Baker, who've been busy tonight.
At some point, Georgia is reacting up so quickly to these wide receiver screens in the perimeter game. I would anticipate a double pass coming from Notre Dame at some point.
Double pass.
A double pass, a lateral, and then a throw downfield at some point in this fourth quarter.
Young is one of the speedy freshman receivers. He's from Los Angeles, or from Louisiana, I should say. Chip Long using other receivers, trying to get them more involved and not make it just St. Brown as the threat on the outside. Wimbush could have to go quick here on 3rd and 6. Georgia with the blitz, it's picked up. Wimbush trying to get there. Spin move, which is his signature, gets him the first down at the 43-yard line.
I mean, this is not clean by any stretch of the imagination on quarterback draws. Let's just spin, boom. And he gets the acceleration to get back up the field so quickly. He spins, gets his head upfield, first down.
From the Georgia 40, trying to run inside and between the tackles, and there has not been much success doing that for Josh Adams or anyone. Adams under 50 yards. Very different night than it was in the opener against Temple.
How about lining up under center and running a true dive play off to the right side to try to change things up?
That's why that play looks so odd. Back out of the gun with the pressure coming from his left. Wimbush has to get rid of it. He does, and the pass is incomplete.
This 2 unblocked rushes coming off the left side. I think they're trying to use deception here and hoping that they can slip the back out completely uncovered. But here comes the pressure. It happens too quickly. Phenomenal job of getting the ball out and getting an incompletion out of this. The sack takes you way out of field goal range, where 3 points can take the lead if you can just get 8 yards on this next play.
We saw Hainsey, the tackle, 72. He had cleared him. The receiver, Cameron Smith, was on the sideline there as well, so no grounding. You can, if you get about 7 yards, take a field goal shot if you don't pick up the first down and say it's 4th and 1. It would be at the edge of Yoon's range. Twisting rush. Hit as he throws, hits Fink for the first down to the 20-yard line. Chris Fink with the catch, and a big one for the Irish of 17 yards.
Boy, Smith came through clean and put a lick on. He stood in there and delivered a ball down the field.
Once again, Notre Dame jumps the ball quickly after a first down. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. St. Brown alone to the top. It's a give to Adams, trying to get to the edge. Turns his back. Close to 5 first down yards for Josh Adams.
Then it's only a 1-point game right now. You're protecting the field goal. You'd love to get 7, but I really think it'll be conservative play calling.
Back to Adams, running to the left. And these yards are tough to come by. Trenton Thompson in there in the middle.
So impressed with this Georgia defense and their run-stopping abilities. They are loading the box and playing man-to-man on the outside. But Notre Dame's offensive line looked so good last week against Temple. And Georgia will have none of it. They're hitting gaps, they're hitting creases, they're twisting their linemen and gaining penetration. They're putting the extra guy down there.
All due respect, different dudes.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
This is one of the best defenses in the SEC, returning 10 starters. Terrific linebacking core. No running lanes tonight. Tony Jones Jr. is the back. Wimbush keeps up the middle, trying to get to the 10. He's a yard and a half shy, but it makes it a much closer field goal of about 28 yards for Justin Yoon as Wimbush gets up. Let's see. Field goal unit not out right away here.
How's that 5-yard penalty doing now?
Yeah, well, here they come now with 24 on the play clock, and they're running out for the field goal. So the Irish have to do this quickly. Yoon good on 39, 42, and 37-yard field goals tonight. Officially, it's 28 for the lead. Not the best snap. Montgomery Van Gorder, nice job of putting it down. 4 field goals for Yoon. 2-point Notre Dame lead. Good one. Tight one on this Saturday night. Great setting, great scene tonight here. Notre Dame Stadium. A lot of you watching a whole bunch of games tonight. Terrific slate of college football. We settled in on the tightest game of the night here with 10:21 left, and the Irish leading by 2, 19-17.
Kickoff return has been an explosive play for Georgia tonight.
Certainly has. Yoon kicks. Nicole Hardman, big part of the reason why. Hardman finds a seam there and cut it back to the inside. Slipped at the 25. Georgia starts from the 25. It's Nick Chubb to the right, got the edge, and Chubb able to get a first down, keeps those legs driving into Devin Studstill. Chubb, gain of 12. He's the number 2 all-time rusher in Georgia football history. And that's a mouthful. Only Herschel Walker has more rushing yards. He's only carried 11 times tonight, so Dogs may ride him here on this drive. Fromm to his tight end, Isaac Nauta, takes it out of bounds. Gain of 12, gain of 8 to start this drive for Georgia.
Being able to run the ball sets up the pass game. His best pass game right now for Fromm has been the quick rhythm passing on first down.
Chubb. The time waiting for him was Jay Hayes, the senior from Brooklyn. Lost a yard. Next snap will come right around 6 minutes left
Well, you like your physical football, and this has been a two-back type of game tonight with pounding the football, every yard hard to come by, 3rd and 2, smash mouth.
Sonny Michel's the back. He's got Christian Payne as a fullback. Toss, Michel, got past Dalen Hayes. Gets to the edge and past the 50 for a first down. Almost a hold on the outside of that block, but it was held onto by Javon Wims so Michel could get the first down.
This is a trick 'em type of play. It's almost like a naked bootleg. Hayes stays home for it. Almost strips the ball, but Sonny Michel is so quick, makes the guy miss in space, picks up a huge first down for Georgia.
There's a nice block made by the senior Wims on the edge too. Under 5.5 to go. Here comes the pressure. Fromm gets rid of it downfield. Jump ball is pulled in by Wims inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. A gain of 30 in front of Nick Watkins.
That's just trust. Put it up to your big guy and let him make a play for you. Wims did it last week. He did it again tonight.
And mark him all the way up at the 17-yard line, which is friendly. Quickly out of the hands to Mecole Hardman on the edge, looking for a block. Hardman pulled down. It's a big tackle by Nick Coleman. The 13-yard line, all Georgia needs is a field goal to take the lead inside of 5 minutes left.
Just keep going back to your power backs.
First start on the road in South Bend for Jake Fromm, the freshman from Warner Robins, Georgia. Inside the 13, gives to Michel. Could not shake free from Andrew Trumbetti.
I was wondering if Fromm would check to a pass there. The extra defender walked up on the edge. The freshman, and he likes to check, and coach has to pull him back once in a while. And he checked from one run to another.
Michel to the sideline. Chubb came in for a moment. He comes out now. And DeAndre Swift comes in. Swift from Philly, they've used him on the edge in jet sweeps and other plays like that. He's lined up in the backfield. He can make plays down here.
Watch him maybe get slipping out in the pass battle.
3rd and 5. Fromm adjusts the play. Freshman's looking. He surveys, throws, end zone, incomplete. No flag comes in. Isaac Nauta, the intended receiver. Drew Tranquil back on the field after the injury on the last drive. It's 4th down, and here comes a field goal for the lead.
He had a window to stick this in. The underneath coverage jumps on the under route. There's a hole behind the ball, a little too out in front.
There was a kicking competition here. Rodrigo Blankenship won it. He had key 4th quarter field goals last year against Auburn. Had a game winner. Made pressure kicks before. This is for the lead. Blankenship, who missed one earlier, bangs it in from the right hash. And the Georgia Bulldogs, in their first ever visit to South Bend, lead by 1. 3:34 to go. Kirby Smart's defense tries to hold on to the lead. Programs that have only met in the game where Georgia won the national championship. The end of the 1980 season, the 1981 Sugar Bowl. The return trip to Athens for the Irish, September 21 of 2019. But this game has lived up to the billing, 20-19. Georgia by 1. C.J. Sanders awaits the kickoff from Blankenship. Driving it deep, good kick. Good time for Blankenship to get no return, and the Irish will take over at the 25. Doug, they try to protect the lead and run some clock, and they went 3 and out running the ball between the tackles in the last drive. What now for the Notre Dame offense?
You don't completely abandon the run, but you come out throwing. The quick game has been good to them. Slants and hitches, get the ball out of your hand on first down. Like I said earlier, first down would have been the shot play. Not here now because Georgia's thinking pass. I think in order for this drive to be successful, Wimbush will have to take off, get away 1 time or 2 times out of the pocket. And the pass rush is the factor in this drive for Georgia.
So first big pressure late game drive for Wimbush. Game that's had 3 lead changes. Irish want to do it one more time. Wimbush feels the heat. Out of the pocket. Just throws it away. Benches it.
Boy, St. Brown was wide open, but just did not have the time to set his feet and look upfield. Great job of just getting an incompletion out of it with the pressure. The pressure is the problem.
St. Brown was coming across the field.
Absolutely. It just took a little while to get there, but once he got to the other side, he's all by himself. If there were enough time to set his feet, it would have been a big play.
It's one of those, you see that angle. Yeah, he's open, and the quarterback had no shot to turn his hips and throw. 2nd and 10. Good pocket this time. Too tall. Blanket coverage from Aaron Davis. Over on St. Brown. It's 3rd down with 3:22 remaining.
Well, the key to Kirby Smart defenses is man-to-man coverage, and it's been tight on the outside. I think you're going to have to get a crossing route. Somebody running from one side of the field to the other, whether it's a pick play, screen, although 3rd and long will be more zone. 3rd and long zone. Now you're looking middle of the field windows where a deep in route, a curl.
Georgia rushing 4. Wimbush has a pocket. Fires in the cross. Fink couldn't bring it down. Richard LeCount, a freshman, good physical player.
Boy, Fink had a chance, and it was a good throw in tight windows, but Fink comes up the field. He loses ground. He gains ground out of the break instead of staying flat. If he had just flattened out a little more, it would have been a much easier throw and catch.
Strong job by LeCount to make the physical contact, pull him down. Irish kick it away.
By gaining ground, I mean he drifted up the field coming out of his break. Square that off and come flat.
Great call. You can see it on the route, on the replay. Newsome, big kick here. 50 on the nose. Fair caught by Terry Godwin at the 25. 3:08, 2 timeouts left. Notre Dame's defense got to keep him in the game, or Chubb and Michelle can close it out for the Dogs. Ron Corson, the head athletic trainer for Georgia, looking at Sony Michel and his right ankle twisted on that last drive when entangled with Andrew Trumbetti. Catherine Tappan telling us during the timeout they've been taping it over the shoe on the sideline, continue to look at it. Now they've got him up on the table for further exam. So you figure to be all Nick Chubb here. But again, as Doug has been way ahead of here for you tonight, the balance of the running backs keeps him fresh late. Chubb only has 12 carries on the night. So a lot in the tank still with 3:08 to go. Notre Dame, 2 timeouts. Georgia at its own 25. Fake to Chubb. Around the end comes Hardman. Got 1 block. Couldn't get the second one, but he does have 7 yards. Trumbetti the tackle. Notre Dame going to keep the timeouts for now.
Nice job at checking at the line of scrimmage by Fromm. I don't know if it was a true check to that play.
Talk about a young quarterback making his first start. The clock reset because of the injury. 40-second play clock in college ball on the reset for the injury. And Georgia's going to take advantage of all of that here. So they're going to get about a minute worth of time off the clock running 1 play with that injury. Good poise there. Good job by their sideline of clock management. 2nd and 3. Nick Chubb stopped, look for a Notre Dame timeout here. And Brian Kelly takes it at 2:08 and put a lot of chips on the table for 3rd and a yard and a half.
Their 2nd timeout of the half. Be a 30-second timeout.
Defensively sell out. If they trick you, they trick you.
3rd and 2. Fullback Payne looks to be stopped shy of the 35-yard line. And it's going to be 4th down. So they go with Payne, the fullback, and Jay Hayes and Jerry Tillery inside with the stop.
Boy, Jay Hayes just throws his man to the side and comes in and makes the tackle.
Timeout Notre Dame. Their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Be a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, it's not even close. The ball's had to get to the stripe at the 35. So Notre Dame out of timeouts, 2:04 to go, and their defense comes up with the play they needed to make. And now with no timeouts, the Irish are going to try to get the ball, get it down in field goal range, and get Yoon to kick a game winner. Cameron Nizelek's done a good job tonight. He is not giving Chris Fink many returnable balls. Kito had 6 punt returns for touchdown in high school. Nizelek set to boot it away. He's averaged 43 yards per kick tonight. Notre Dame sets up the return. Terrific kick. Deep hang time to the sideline. 47 yards. All net. Outstanding job by the young man who went to Columbia, got an economics degree as a grad student at Georgia. Did his job well tonight. When you're in this situation, a 2-minute drill, how important is getting that first down of the drive?
Ultimate important. It puts the defense on their heels, gives you confidence, and gets it rolling. The first play call, even, it's just so important.
It sets tone for the rest of the drive, doesn't it? All right, so here you go, Brandon Wimbush. Here's your opportunity. 1:57 to go. Irish down by 1. Needing a signature win. And they make the plays to get in field goal range. Wimbush pressured, eludes it, in trouble, keeps it alive, throws it incomplete. As he got out of the tackle box, pursued by Davin Bellamy. Lorenzo Carter starts it. These outside backers have brought the heat all night long.
Did have initial protection, but there was nothing downfield. Again, you want that's on a coach to find you that first starter play. Like I said, maybe it was a screen, maybe it's a little dump to a back. But he's getting 2 deep safety, so he's getting just a 4-man rush.
Georgia running around a little bit defensively here in the secondary. Wimbush tries the middle. It's caught by Fink to the 36-yard line. First down, clock stops, $1:45 to go.
That's that same in route that was dropped on 3rd down.
17 first down.
Gain of 17 for the Irish. Clock restarts. Wimbush hit. Lost the ball. Who's got it? Still free. Georgia looks like they've got it on the bottom of the pile. Bellamy with the hit. Carter in there looking for the recovery. Georgia ball. Ball game.
Just a speed rush by Bellamy. He's got the best get off of any of their defensive linemen. Outside linebackers, outside up top, coming speed rush against Mike McGlinchey, your best offensive lineman. Little club move around the corner and speed around the edge. The ball's loosened on the ground, and that's the ball game.
And Carter on the bottom of the pile. And McGlinchey's a terrific offensive lineman. Had a tough night with the speed rush of those two guys. Bellamy and especially Carter off the edge. And for Kirby Smart, huge victory. Big one. The defensive guys get to put those on to celebrate the big plays. And Bellamy earned it with that one. Just a couple of knees to take, and this one will be done. And Georgia will head home to play Sanford and then start a run of SEC games from Mississippi State coming to Athens in a couple of weeks. In the conference, they don't have the crossover game against Bama, don't have a crossover game against LSU, no Texas A&M, Auburn, Mississippi State. The crossover games, favorites in the SEC. This gives them a great chance. We know every week's tough in the SEC, but this is a big win, a big opportunity for Georgia to build momentum as the season goes on. For Notre Dame, without those big conference games, they've got to take care of business in these big matchups. By no means does it ruin the season. I think the Irish know they can play with anybody. If you think Georgia's going to be a good team in the SEC, but couldn't hang with the pass rush, they'll be next 5 weeks home only once against Miami of Ohio, but to Boston College next week, then to Michigan State. Spartans got to win over Western Michigan. Miami of Ohio here. USC will come in. Stanford and Miami towards the end of the schedule. It was tight. It was close. Georgia made the plays on defense at the end. And the trip up north for Georgia will mean a very happy return. Win one for Jake Fromm in his first opportunity as a starting quarterback. And all these Georgia fans who made a weekend out of it. Bunch of them went to Wrigley on Friday. Some are heading back to Chicago tomorrow to go watch the Falcons. They see their Dogs win, and Kirby Smart standing by with Catherine. Tap.
Coach, you're a defensive guy, and you were all over congratulating your defense there at the end of the team. What can you say about the performance they put on tonight?
Chopping wood, man. They just kept chopping. I didn't say nothing to him. Coach Tucker handled that. He had them guys playing hard. They play hard for him. They love him, and they played relentless. We got to clean some things up. We got a good football team, but you're talking about sloppy penalties, turnovers. Can't do that.
It was a true freshman quarterback on the field tonight with Jake Fromm. You shook his hand there before you shook Brian Kelly's hand. What did you say to him?
Just I love him. He's a great kid. He's a winner. He keeps fighting. He doesn't let things bother him. Just so happy for these fans. You know, we brought 40,000 something fans down here, and these guys are awesome.
Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You know,
Mike.
Jacob Easton, their other quarterback, back at some point this year, but they got a couple of good ones. Jake Fromm, the win, and they're going to go sing Glory, Glory to Old Georgia over here in the south end of the stadium in South Bend as they enjoy a special night on this trip. What'd you do in the first start of your college career? I won at Notre Dame Stadium. Quite a night to be Jake Fromm. I think the Irish are going to be okay. Tough loss for them, but they learned a lot. You'll hear what Brian Kelly has to say in his press conference at NBCSports.com. Notre Dame's back home in a couple of weeks. Miami of Ohio on NBCSN September 30th. With Doug Flutie, Catherine Tappan, Rob Hyland, Pierre Moussa, and our great team in the truck, Mike Tirico, saying goodnight from South Bend. Thanks for spending the evening watching Notre Dame football on NBC. Presented by Coke, Zero Sugar.